Hey everybody, welcome to our live stream discussion of tonight's episode of Game of Thrones, 604, Book of the Stranger. So tonight we're going to actually be playing to you guys and having just a live discussion. Also, Graessle is out of town this week, unfortunately. But yeah.
We're still gonna have a normal episode of What's on the Box. This will be like its own separate thing because we wanted to do something the night of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so we figured this was a good compromise. We'll have this discussion up now and I guess forever, or until What's on the Box comes out. I don't know, we haven't figured that out. But What's on the Box might not come out until like Friday. They're so annoying to edit and we need to give ourselves more time or else I'm going to go crazy.
Yeah.
But until then, we can talk to you here and we can chat with you on the live stream. So that's really cool. So, yeah, tonight's episode of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. It was an alright episode.
Yeah.
It definitely had some high moments. Obviously, right off the bat, Stark reunion.
Yeah.
Which was fantastic.
I thought it was amazing that they gave it to us so fast.
I know, and I'm happy that they did, and they didn't, make it so torturous.
Yeah. I think a lot of people thought that it would be
A near miss.
a near miss, and that would suck.
That would suck. That at that point would feel egregious to me. It's like, why?
Yeah, because we're starting to near the end of the series.
Yeah, we need to start bringing people and plots together. I think it would have felt cheap to have another Stark near miss.
Definitely. So I feel like really it's just continuing how the Wall stuff is so amazing because they didn't waste time bringing Jon back, and they didn't waste time getting Jon and Sansa back. And it's so weird seeing Starks back, like together again.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that at this point the showrunners like the Wall the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely the best stuff. And I mean, Jon and Sansa were the two Starks with the least warm relationship. Jon definitely had a relationship with Arya. He gave her Needle, and with Robb and his brothers, obviously.
Yeah, but Sansa, I think, was always pretty cold to him, which makes sense because we also kind of get a sense that she's the closest to Catelyn in terms of, resembling either one of her parents.
Yeah.
So I like that we got to see them together.
Yeah, and that, like, they buried any of that tension. They brought it up, and I mean, they're so much older and mature
Yeah,
now.
it's like it was all so inconsequential compared to all the stuff that they've been through. And yeah, and Sansa got to be cool this episode.
That was probably the best.
I think that was maybe my favorite part.
Yeah, the best part of this episode was Sansa finally being a badass and taking control of both the scenes that she's in and being the one to be like, Jon, no, we have to go to Winterfell.
Yeah.
What would Jon's alternate plan be?
What?
Like, where, if he wasn't going to march on Winterfell, what would he do?
Where would he go? I don't know. I don't think there's any other place that makes sense. He doesn't know anywhere else.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know why he was hesitant to go with that plan. He said he was tired of fighting, but, like, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that Sansa taking control of her situations is part of a theme maybe in this episode of women taking control or trying to take control.
It was a very female-driven episode.
Yeah.
Which I liked a lot.
Yeah, those are always great. Because, I mean, obviously with Sansa and then with Daenerys at the end, doing the same trick that she did before, starting a fire and being unscathed and getting people to worship her for it. This is the third episode that's ended with people, like, worshiping Dany. After
It happens a lot.
the season 1
Which is
finale,
why I
and then
couldn't even get
Misa.
that excited about it because it was really cool, and now we're just jumping around. But it was really cool. But I can't be that excited anymore when Dany has like a crazy, savior Dany moment, because it all just ends up falling apart. Like maybe this will be different this time, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I can never get that pumped.
I mean, right now, she needs ships and she needs an army, right? So this might be her getting an army.
Yeah, but I worry about how much of that army is just going to be laid waste to when they go back to Marine. Because shit's going to go down in Marine. Like, there's no way. It's such a powder keg.
Yeah.
I don't think Tyrion's deal with the other slaver cities is going to go over too hot.
Because you were saying that he just thinks he's dealing with people who will behave like they do in Westeros. Mm-hmm. But probably not.
He's so used to just, he's lived in Westeros his whole life, and it's a different, there's different codes of honor. I just feel like he expects that a bargain's going to be upheld because people, I feel like in Westeros, are more keen to just upholding bargain. I mean, I don't know. There's more, you have like guest right. There's more of like a code of honor. I feel like in Essos, it's a totally different culture. I just don't. I think Missandei and Grey Worm are right. I think they're gonna,
Yeah, I think it's.
Backstab them.
I think it might be telling that the last word in that scene goes to Grey Worm when he tells Tyrion, like, they're gonna use you. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And then the scene ends, and I think he might be right.
Yeah. Even though like Tyrion's plan isn't a bad one.
7 years is a long time.
It's a long time, but it is also a very short time to be implementing that kind of change when you consider like the entire economy of that section of the world is based on the slave.
You're pro.
I don't want to get there. I don't want to go there, but I'm just saying.
She's just saying, stick it out for 7 years, slaves. It's not a big deal.
This live stream tanked so fast, but I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get why. I think Tyrion understands that if you try to force change as quickly as Dany did, you're gonna lose more lives that way.
I guess that's
than
a good
you're
point.
Going to if it's like, okay, let's compromise and let's wean ourselves off of this system.
Because Dany came in and just tried to just sweep it all away with one hand.
It didn't work.
Yeah, it would just create a vacuum.
Right, exactly.
That was filled immediately by the same masters.
Yeah.
Let's see what the...
They're talking about Sansa's hair.
Oh, they're talking about...
I think.
Oh, someone's saying that Varys has a better grasp of what's going on in Essos.
Oh, for sure. Well, Varys is from...
Yeah, they also
makes
said
sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say Abraham Targaryen or Daenerys Lincoln.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We were talking about kind of women taking control, and that just, I can't get over Osha.
If there's one gigantic complaint I have about this episode, it's what they did to Osha. It doesn't we get it. We get that Ramsay's a bad guy. We get that he just murders people.
Yeah.
I don't know what we got from that scene that we didn't know already.
I think just getting rid of a loose end, I guess.
I think that's what it was. I honestly think they were outlining this season and realized they needed to get Rickon to Winterfell, but they realized, well, Osha's still with Rickon. Osha's not just going to leave Rickon, so we'll bring Osha to Winterfell too, and just to have Ramsay kill her which is so stupid. And
like your point you made about the Northern Conspiracy and her being a part of it made so much more sense.
It would have been so much better, and I think maybe they're we have an alarm. I think maybe there's still. I'm holding on to this so hard. Because she did try to kill him, which granted, even if there's no Northern conspiracy, she was probably going to try and kill him anyway.
Yeah.
But it was just such a waste. It was such a waste.
Yeah, of like the actress and the character.
Yeah.
Because I remember hearing that George R.R. Martin was going to add a bigger role for Osha because of the depiction of her in the show. Mm-hmm. And this was...
I know.
I just don't get it.
Although I did see, and I don't take credit for this observation, but I did see someone online mention that she looked very pregnant. And I did have that thought while I was watching the episode.
Yeah.
So I wonder if maybe that factored into it. Maybe it was just personal life, she needed out, and that was an easy one.
I'm just like, so many people have complained that Ramsay is invincible, and it's a valid complaint. But I was really hoping that after he killed Roose, that would be a step too far, and that after that it would all be a down
Everything would
slope.
just collapse in on him.
But here we go again with just immediately.
There wasn't a point to any of it, and it really bummed me out. And he really sucks at peeling apples.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what are you doing?
He's like-
It's taking off like a quarter of the, Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, let's see. No Rickon in the episode.
Rickon.
I was a little bored by the stuff in King's Landing. It was a little slow. But, okay, so there's that High Sparrow scene with Marjorie. And I think you had a pretty good point that about the time.
Yeah, I think, so the High Sparrow tells Marjorie about his background and what he did growing up and what he did before he was the High Sparrow and joined the religion. And he says something about how he used to be a cobbler and he made shoes and eventually started making really elaborate shoes for really wealthy clients and would spend months and months and months of his time making one pair of shoes. And he says something to Marge about, like, I bet you've worn a year of someone's life on your back. And I think that kind of ties into, honestly, I think he really gets off on the fact that he has these highborn people in prison because he's literally just taking time from them. They're sitting in prison and rotting, and I think maybe that was kind of what the writers were getting at with that speech.
Do you think it's like a personal vendetta thing? Like, oh, I spent so much of my time making stuff for rich people, now I'll take some of that time back?
I think that's a little bit.
Okay. I had another thought with the High Sparrow talking to Marjorie. In every scene we've seen him in with different characters, he always adapts his rhetoric and persuasion techniques to the person. Like with Cersei, he makes her do the walk of shame because she's vain, and so it just exposes her. With Jaime, he showed a lot of force with like the High Sparrow, or with the Faith Militant surrounding him. With Tommen, he appealed to like his love for his mom, and I think he does the same thing with Marjorie when he talks about how he had this life where he was always, lascivious and reaching for grander things, and then he decided that the poor were like closer to the truth of the earth, and that he wanted to help the poor, because Marjorie, like, the first thing she did as queen was to like go talk to the poor people and to win them over to her side in King's Landing. And I don't know if Marjorie did that just as a political thing or if she actually cares about it.
I think it's both.
I think it's both. That's what I like about the Tyrells. I think that they're good people who want to rule with kindness, I think. But I think that High Sparrow was appealing to that part of Marjorie. But it looks like it didn't work, because when she talks to Loras privately, she's like, hey.
I think that's such a contrast between her and Tommen last week.
Yes, that's a good point, because Tommen immediately
was eating it up, and Marjorie is like over it.
Yeah, she just played along.
She sees right through him, for sure.
That shot, I really love that shot of her like reaching up and taking the High Sparrow's hand, though. That was like an awesome shot. But yeah, that's a good contrast with Tommen.
Yeah. I remember seeing some people predict that Marjorie would join the Faith, and at first I thought that was a really legit prediction, but now I don't really see that happening.
If she did, I think it would be just a ruse to get out of there.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think she would genuinely.
But I don't think it'll come to that. I think they're going to get busted out of there, maybe.
I think so, too. I think like a crazy fight's going to go down.
Yeah, because we have Cersei and Olenna
joining forces for a limited time only. Yeah.
I'm sad Mace wasn't there.
Me too. I
love
missed him.
Mace.
Where was he at?
I don't know. Probably go off singing somewhere.
Yeah, singing opera.
Yeah,
I missed him.
But I like that Cersei took control of her situation and convinced Kevin and Olenna to side with her and Jaime for now. Yeah. So that's cool. Jaime mentions that Olenna has the second largest army in Westeros.
Yes.
Like Highgarden does. And you think the Vale has the biggest?
I think the Vale at this point has the biggest army just because they haven't fought anyone.
They sat out.
They've basically just been watching
Kings.
from the sidelines as everyone else has fought each other. So I think the Vale has the biggest army right now, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. But we got Littlefinger back this episode. Fucking finally. And if you haven't seen our sketch of Power Hour with Cersei and Littlefinger,
watch it.
Go check it out. That's fun.
Good times.
But yeah, so Littlefinger wants to use that army of the Vale against the Boltons.
Yes.
So we talked a lot about trying to figure out Littlefinger's true motives. Because you reminded me that he told Cersei he would take Winterfell.
Yes.
But that he also told Cersei that he would dispose of Sansa.
He would kill Sansa, which like he's not gonna do.
He's not gonna do that.
He's not doing Cersei any favors. Like if he's doing her any favors, it's just because it'd also be doing himself a favor. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't think he's gonna hurt Sansa. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, the last time we saw him, he was he had a scene with Cersei and a scene with Olenna. But he promised Cersei that he would head to Winterfell with the Vale's army.
Oh, he did say it. So
I'm pretty sure.
So he's just following through on his plan.
Yeah.
And that was the last time we saw him in season 5?
Yes.
Yeah. So Littlefinger, as far as we know, doesn't know that Bran and Rickon are alive. Because Sansa learned that after she parted with Littlefinger and was in Winterfell.
Right.
So Littlefinger doesn't know that there are male heirs to Winterfell. We think he wants to take Winterfell and marry Sansa and have Winterfell.
Yep.
Makes sense to me.
I think that's been a goal of his for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, then he gets Sansa, too.
And I think, too, that if we're ever going to see Sansa get revenge on Littlefinger, it's got to happen in Winterfell. It just makes sense to me.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the preview for the next episode. If you don't, maybe cover your ears real fast. But Sansa and Littlefinger fucking see each other next episode.
And she's like, so what's up with that? You know, like, to put it lightly.
I know that a long-standing idea is that Sansa will kill Littlefinger in the end.
I think she will.
I hope that doesn't happen soon.
No, I don't want that to happen soon.
Yeah.
Because I want Littlefinger to be around.
For sure, yeah.
I think it's going to come to blows, you know?
Yeah.
She's going to deal Stark justice, and it's going to be awesome, you know? Like, I really think.
I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah, I think that would be a nice way to round out her character.
Yeah.
But I think, I know.
I hope it's a long way off.
Yeah, me too.
Because, I mean, I love watching Littlefinger play Little Sweet Robin. But
God, yeah.
But I feel so bad for Bronzion Royce.
Yeah.
That would suck.
It's just sad to watch.
Your lord's this little shit lord.
Yeah.
Just pathetic. Although I do kind of feel bad for Sweet Robin because, like, I don't know, maybe I'd be that shitty at archery.
I don't think you'd be that shitty.
No, not that shitty.
Yeah.
And Royce just has to be like,
yeah, good job.
And then, like, defend himself so he doesn't get executed.
It's just sad to watch.
That's the saddest thing. I feel like he's really pissed about it, rightfully so. And I'm wondering if he's gonna try and take action against Littlefinger to like get back at him for that.
Oh, maybe.
You know, he leaves that scene pretty pissed.
Well, I wonder would he come with them to Winterfell? If they march on Winterfell?
Yeah, like would he lead an army there? That's a good point. That's a good question.
Because I wonder if him and Sansa are ever gonna team up again. If they're ever gonna.
I can't because I started a rewatch recently, but I haven't reached season 5. You've seen season 5 more recently. Did they ever have any interactions?
They did. She tells the Lords of the Vale that she's Sansa.
Yeah. Oh, that she is Sansa?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's so hard to keep the differences between the book and the show.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if we...
No, in the show, they know that she's Sansa. And she covers for Littlefinger.
Yeah, I knew that she covered for him. Mm-hmm. And that was to Bronzion.
So I wonder if there's a chance that she's going to meet up with Bronzion and be like, and tell him about Ramsay and, you know, as if Bronzion didn't have a reason to hate Littlefinger already. I think, you know, maybe that's going to stir the pot.
That makes me real nervous for Littlefinger.
Yeah, it's not, I don't know if it's looking good for your boy. Like,
No!
I wonder if he's going to last the season now that I think about it.
Oh, man, but he needs to.
I know, but we were scared for Cersei too.
Yeah,
but I think she's fine.
Well, it seems like her plot is getting drawn out more than I thought it would be.
Yeah, same.
I expected this episode to be storming the High Sparrow.
Oh.
You know, I thought action would get. It just seemed like this episode was kind of really taking a breather.
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing something about how there was no press or information released for any episodes after this one. So I could see
if shit's going to go down next episode.
Yeah, or at least shit couldn't go down this episode.
Right.
Yeah. What else was there?
I know, I feel like we're missing. something.
Let me check my little notepad, because that's what I keep. Oh, yeah, let's go to the chat. Let's see what people are talking about. All these ideas were predicated on the idea of Mel Starks being dead. That's right.
Oh, they like our cosplays. Thank you.
Thank you guys, yeah. What's up with Littlefinger's teleporter? I don't know. It took him a long-ass time to get to the Vale this time.
But he's apparently in Winterfell next episode.
That's true, yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe he needed to refuel his jetpack at the Vale.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, yeah, okay. Here's a question about... so I guess let's talk about Daario and Jorah, which was maybe my least favorite part of this episode. We get a couple of scenes with them.
I don't think the writers know what to do with them anymore.
Yeah, and Daario is insufferable.
That scene really felt like, we have to show them getting to face Doth. Like, what do we do? I don't know, maybe let's just try and make it funny.
Yeah.
You know, it really felt like such weird filler. And I just think that they don't like writing those characters.
Yeah.
Like, at all. I think that's probably got to be their least favorite. You can feel the boredom, you know?
Yeah, it kind of seems like they're not trying. Just because, like, I don't know, is it natural for Daario to be like, like, you wouldn't be able to have sex with Dany?
Yeah, it's so, like, and I feel like Jorah would be like, that's our queen, dude. Don't talk about her like that.
Yeah.
That whole scene was weird. He still got Graessle.
I think that was the point of that scene, was that. But even Daario didn't even react that much.
He was like, oh, yeah, well, just don't touch me.
Then they run into some Dothraki and base Dothraki.
This is something James pointed out that really bugs me, and once we point it out to you, it's going to bug you too.
So, okay, they kill this Dothraki. They kill two, one that runs away, but the one that fights Jorah and then gets, like, stabbed in the back is later revealed by one of the other Khals, maybe Moro, to be Aggo. He's like, Aggo was my blood rider, or at least was in his Khalasar. Aggo was part of Khal Drogo's Khalasar.
Mm-hmm. And he stuck around for a while.
Yeah, he followed Daenerys, and then when she sent her blood riders into 3 different directions when they were in the Red Waste, he was one of the ones that she sent out. I think she sent him southeast, I read.
Yeah, so this is right before they get to Karth in season 2.
Yeah, so I guess he doesn't come back. He doesn't meet back with it. So he must have run into another Khalasar. Yeah. But the weird and frustrating thing is that he's the one who runs into Jorah in the streets of Vaes Dothrak, and they don't seem to recognize each other.
All he says is, you're not a merchant.
Yeah. Why didn't he say, you're not a merchant, you're Jorah the Andal?
Or Jorah's like, hey, weren't you one of Dany's blood riders? Because he was one of the only ones left. They would know each other.
Yeah, they spent a lot of
time walking together, starving and being dehydrated.
So
it just really bugs me. I feel like something, I don't know, it was weird. I don't get why they either didn't have them obviously know each other, or just have that guy be a random Dothraki.
Yeah. Either of those options would have made more sense.
Yeah, it's a little thing, but it's gonna bug me.
And then she burns down the house, which I liked, was cool. It was weird how everything lit on fire.
Yeah, everything.
You know what? Oh, maybe those were full of oil. The things she knocked over. Because we were sitting there wondering, she knocks over the fires and the fire just spreads.
We're like, how is it spreading so fast?
It was probably
filled with oil.
Filled
You're
with
right.
oil. Okay.
All right, that's better.
I like that because I like that scene.
I did too.
It finally takes her activating her scene.
But again, I can't get that excited because we've seen a version of that scene like 4 times.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It was
cool.
She's finally doing something.
Stuff's happening.
And I really expected Drogon to be the factor that turned the Dothraki to support her, but I guess she doesn't need her. And I like that. That's not always just the dragon showing up and saving her. That sometimes she does it for herself. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where the dragon is though.
He's got to show up, man. He's in those previews.
Yeah.
You know?
His mom's in trouble.
Yeah. I was like, who's Drogon's mom?
Oh, yeah. He's got like mommy senses. I feel like he would have shown up at some point. Dany does not know about the grayscale.
No, she does not know about the grayscale.
And I still feel like, and I'll be kind of upset if they don't do this because it would feel dumb not to. I feel like the grayscale's got to break out at some point. There's got to be a
Jorah
grayscale
has it for a
epidemic.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think that reason is just
to kill
so that
Jorah.
So that there's like a time,
Yeah.
So that there's like a countdown on Jorah. That's stupid.
Yeah, I want to see that break out.
Yeah, something's going to happen.
I mean, maybe that could be a problem for when she finally does get an army, and maybe when they're confined on the ships going to Westeros. That seems like a perfect atmosphere for that to break out.
Yeah.
And then there goes her army.
They bring it to Westeros.
They could bring Grayscale to Westeros.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Because why not?
From the Doom all the way to Westeros.
Yeah. Maybe.
That's kind of exciting, yeah. Let me check what else happened in this episode. Saz Stetson says that they feel like Disco Inferno would go well with that scene. I think Talking Heads would go with that scene.
Disco Inferno.
Yeah, that is the beginning of Disco Inferno.
That is how that goes.
Oh, we had Tommen, Pycelle, and Cersei, that little scene. What?
Oh, yeah.
So he ends it telling Cersei, I'm going to tell you something the High Sparrow told me, but he told me not to say anything.
I went and rewatched that scene because I wanted...
Oh, watch your hair on the mic.
Oh, oops.
Yep.
Thanks. I went and rewatched that scene because I wanted to get some context because I couldn't really remember. And all I kind of gathered from that was that the Sparrow really hits home that the faith and the monarchy are on the same level and they need each other to survive. And I think that's kind of why Tommen tells Cersei, like, we can't antagonize it. Like, we can't, we have to solve this peacefully because I think maybe Tommen buys into the idea that they need religion.
Yeah.
That they are the two pillars of the world or whatever he calls it.
Yeah. And, we know that in the past, some Targaryen kings have really given themselves to faith, because there's Baelor the Blessed, who, I think he walked from King's Landing to Dorne with no shoes and, the sept at Baelor.
Yeah, I was going to say the sept, it's named after him for a reason.
Yeah. But I'm wondering, and I doubt this is true, but maybe Tommen was just going along with the High Sparrow and listening to what he had to say, and that's why he told Cersei. He was like, hey, this guy's trying to manipulate me. But I think he's too young and naive to actually have those kind of thoughts.
Yeah.
I think he's actually buying into this. Brienne and Tormund.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So they had a bunch of glances, and I'm really excited for that to pay off. But that was one of my, I guess, minor complaints with this episode is that that interaction never came to fruition. And I feel like a bunch of the things at the wall did the same thing. Because Davos asks Mel what happened to Shireen, and before he can find out, Brienne interrupts them.
Oh.
And she's like, I saw what happened, but she doesn't tell him that.
She doesn't elaborate.
Yeah, and she didn't see Shireen burn. I don't think she knows that detail. So that was frustrating that Davos didn't get that information, because I want to see him react to that.
Me too.
And then the same vein, Brienne tells Davos and Mel that she killed Stannis, and then walks away and the scene ends. And I want to see...
I did feel like that scene was weird.
Yeah, it was like...
It was kind of unsatisfying.
Yeah, I want to see the reactions to that information, because those are huge revelations for those characters to learn. Really personal things. Mm-hmm. And it just moves away from them so quickly.
Yeah.
It was a little
And
frustrating.
that felt weird. I didn't know if that felt like Brienne to me. For her to be like, yeah, I totally killed Stannis. It was so, I don't know. I guess she would relish in it because she really hates Stannis.
I think what may have caused her to do it that way was because she's Renly was killed with blood magic. And I think she knows that Mel did that.
Yeah.
So that's going to make her really hate. Those are the two.
Yeah, and she's like, at least I did it myself.
Yeah.
Instead of using... But I could see that.
But I will be very disappointed if the show never has the conversation between Brienne and Sansa about how Brienne killed the Hound.
Yeah.
Or supposedly killed the Hound.
I'm still waiting for that. I want that to happen.
I'm starting to worry it might not happen.
That they're just, that'd be such a good opportunity.
because they really glossed over it in that scene in episode 2 when they're in the woods and Brienne is telling her about Arya
was traveling with a guy. And
and she didn't specify who or what happened to him, and it'll just be really frustrating. Okay, Mike's should be back now. Sorry about that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Glad that we can see that chat. Not sure when they went out. We were talking about Brienne
and Tormund.
Oh yeah, and Jon and Sansa. I don't know if they caught the fact that you want Jon and
Stop
Sansa together.
Are we good now? We're good.
Yeah, we're good. It should be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just love the idea that Tormund sees Brienne and she's the most beautiful woman he's ever seen.
The Bear and the Maiden Fair.
Yeah, for sure. I like it. Anyway, that's what I have to say about that.
Oh, you're just not gonna discuss Jon and Sansa?
I mean, I don't know when our sound went out, but I don't seriously ship Jon and, because I think at this point it'd be a dumb thing for the story to do. Maybe it's the idea of it that I like.
I'd watch it.
You know, it's the idea of it that I like, because he would actually treat her like a person.
Yeah.
Which would be really nice.
It was so sweet. I hope they're never apart again.
I know.
Oh God, what if they're never apart again? What if we just have Starks together for the rest of the series?
That'd be pretty crazy.
It was so weird seeing them together, but I loved it so much. It's just
everyone's ragging on me. Look, okay, I know it's weird, but without spoiling anything, there's a popular theory that says Jon's not really her brother.
Oh, yeah, I think people are mostly familiar with RLJ at this point.
This is a show discussion.
Yeah.
They're probably not related like we think they're related.
They would be cousins.
They'd be,
half cousins.
But in Westeros, cousins are like...
Yeah. Tywin married his cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was Joanna?
Yes,
Joanna Lannister. Who was, she was a Lannister already without Tywin.
Yeah. Okay, James, thanks.
Yep.
Everyone in the chat thinks I'm a giant creep now.
That's right, yeah.
It's just the dating pool in Westeros isn't great, guys.
Yeah, like, what would you guys rather have Sansa be with, the Hound? Because I know people ship that.
People do ship that.
Yeah, Sandor and Sansa. That's weird, guys. That's weirder than her and Jon, I think.
At least Jon's age appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Well, age ain't nothing but a number. Past the point of consent.
Especially in Westeros.
Yeah. I think the last thing that we haven't discussed is the Iron Islands.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just the one scene.
It is.
Of Theon getting home.
I think it's just set up for Kingsmoot next week.
Kingsmoot next week!
Which everyone should be very excited about.
Get pumped.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was another example of one of the female characters driving their respective storyline. Yara's cool. I like Yara. I'm glad we get a lot of Yara this season.
Yeah, I want more Yara. I'm glad that next episode we get more Iron Islands. They're not taking another episode off.
Yeah, it's so weird that Theon's gonna be at the Kingsmoot.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a book difference.
It's weird because the show is kind of funky right now because the Kingsmoot has happened in the books already. Like, it was a while back. But in the books, Theon is still at Winterfell, and it's going to be weird having Theon be at the Kingsmoot.
The last thing that we saw in the books proper, not including preview chapters, was that jump from the wall.
Yeah.
Right?
It's one of the last things.
Okay. So yeah, it's a little weird that he'll be there. But it just looks like he's just going to be supporting Yara.
I think, yeah.
And it kind of made me think of how Jaime and Cersei this season are teaming up. We have another case of siblings teaming up. And I guess Jon and Sansa, too.
Yeah, that is true. That is kind of a runner.
Yeah.
Like, now it's like we see families getting back together who've all been separated.
Yeah, separated for a long time.
Can you think of any more examples of people that we might see? Sam is heading back to...
Oh, with his family, to Hornhill?
He's about to have a family reunion.
Oh, yeah, I don't think we saw him in the preview for the next episode, but he might be in there anyway. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're planning on doing with that storyline, because the first time we saw them was last episode. So I don't know how often we'll check in with Sam and Gilly.
It's kind of a stretch, but you could say Dany getting her Dothraki back is almost a family reunion.
Yeah.
I feel like she considers the Dothraki family.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not any Lannisters reunions.
Loras and Marjorie.
Oh yeah, and more siblings who are team like.
Hey, you guys, we found a theme.
We found a theme.
High five.
Nice. We don't need Graessle.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And we both have a single sibling to ourselves, and so I can really admire that relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's it for the episode. I think our discussion made me like it a little more. We watched the episode twice before we do these discussions, and it was definitely slower. There weren't as many big moments as the episodes prior. I think the only big death was Osha, which, damn, that still sucks. Great Northern Conspiracy?
I'm still holding on, guys.
But I'm starting to think maybe the Umbers are...
Just bitches.
Just bitches.
No, but it doesn't make sense.
Okay, yeah, because one of the things we didn't specify in last week's What's on the Box, which we should have, was that he very specifically did not kneel.
Bend the knee.
Yeah, he did not bend the knee.
I thought was fishy.
That was purposeful.
Yeah.
He wouldn't just do that, I think. So,
I still think there's something going
I still think the Umbers are good. Karstarks are probably...
Karstarks have always been shitty. Like, I think they're Bolton men, for sure. I think they're out for vengeance.
But just wait till we meet the Manderleys.
If we do...
He name-dropped them.
But what if it was just a little, like,
I think their banners are in one of the previews.
Really?
The merman?
It's the merman. Yeah.
So yeah, once we meet the Manderleys, I'll better assess. But I still think Great Northern Conspiracy.
Dude, if they don't do Great Northern Conspiracy and they have Manderleys be like Bolton men, I'll be so mad.
That'll ruin the show.
That'll be in my top 5 like least favorite things the show's ever done.
After Sansa and Sand Snakes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. That would really upset me.
But hey, how much better is this season than last one so far? It's so much better, and that's such a huge relief because we love this show and we love this universe.
Yeah.
Want to go to the chat for the end here?
Sure, let's do chat stuff.
Oh yeah, and Lancel, as another family reunion, Kevin wants Lancel to come back.
Kevin misses Lancel.
Good call, Dexter Haley.
For Lancel. I'm glad they reminded us that Lancel's Kevin's son. That's easy to forget.
That's a good reminder, and also it's weird that we haven't seen him at all this season.
Yeah, you think we would have.
He was in kind of a lot last season, and I just figured with the faith being so prominent this season that he would be around, but he's not.
Yeah.
Let's see. At least the Sand Snakes were ignored. Good point. Blue Brook 3. That's a very good point.
Yep.
Everyone give a thumbs up to this video if you haven't. Thanks to the 18 of you who have. They know about the promise. Oh, the Manderleys?
Oh, someone wants to see my shirt. I just got it, y'all.
Yeah. She just got this.
It was on sale. It was like $10.
It was $12 t-shirt. And then I also
just like a Casterly Rock Lannister always play. Oh, yeah.
One throne to rule them all. Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones hybrid.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Good stuff. T-shirt sale.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Lancel would be the only Lannister heir.
That we know of, and that they've talked about in the show. I mean, Lannisters are everywhere.
They are everywhere, but I think, well, yeah.
Also, is Kevin and Lancel of Casterly Rock? Because there's also the Lannisters of Lannisport, which is a different branch of the house.
Yeah, because Kevin is Tywin's brother.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think
it would be cousins that would be in
Lancel would
Lannisport.
totally be next up. We were debating who would be next in line for the throne if Tommen got killed, and if you're looking strictly at lineage, it would be Dany.
Well, that's assuming that the lineage isn't broken with Robert's Rebellion.
Right.
Because I think...
But even so, well, even taking that into account, the Baratheons and the Targaryens are related.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But we don't know if she's, like, the closest relative.
No. But if we're looking at, like, show cast...
Yeah.
I think it
would be Dany, which is interesting.
But I think in that case, they would have a council. They would convene, and they would just pick a new king.
Yeah, what happens when Tommen dies, which is
probably going to happen.
I don't know if it's going to happen this season, though.
It doesn't feel like it.
Again, the King's Landing stuff is moving a lot slower than I expected. And, yeah, I just expected there to be more action, but Cersei did say that her trial is in a couple of days, right?
No, yeah. Get high.
For Clegane Bowl.
It's going to happen.
But I don't think it'll happen till, like, 8, maybe.
I wonder if that'll be an episode 9 thing.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah, they love to do a big episode 9.
I could see them saving that till episode 9, where all the crazy stuff goes down.
All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, there was no Bran in this episode, which was a bummer because we love those flashbacks. So, but we'll get him next week, and it looks like we'll get some cool fucking visions next week.
And the crazy thing, and this preview or that clip from the preview, it's been in all of like the season previews with like where he has a vision and he sees White Walkers and one of them touches him, which is crazy. So I think maybe we're gonna get to learn more about how the White Walkers work. You know, like how to, because they're such a mystery.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that the show has delved into a lot more than the books. In the books, we've only seen the White Walkers twice,
we don't really
including
know
that first scene that starts the series. The show has given us a lot more, which is great. I love seeing it. The Night's King and the baby conversion and Hardhome.
Yeah.
Hardhome happens away from point of view in the book.
Awesome.
Yeah, Hardhome was the
fine
best.
That was like such good fan fiction. Like, let's send Jon to Hardhome.
Yeah, that was
great,
amazing.
That's fine. But yeah, I wonder if we're going to get to know more about how the White Walkers' magic works, if they are able to hack into a weirwood net, or it's not weirwood net.
Oh yeah, really. If Bran needs a fucking firewall up.
Yeah.
The Night's King. White Walkers are 4chan confirmed.
Yeah.
Or anonymous.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to learn about that, or if it's just going to be a mystery. It's probably just going to be set up. It's like, that was crazy, and then we're not going to get answers.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Someone's asking about Gendry. Graessle doesn't think we'll ever see Gendry again.
I don't think we're going to see Gendry again.
You don't? You're in that boat too?
What, in that boat? Did you do that on purpose?
Halfway through me saying that, I did that on purpose.
Okay, I am in that boat. I don't think we're going to see Gendry.
Oh, man, what a bummer.
Why? What would be the point now?
Closure?
I mean, this Game of Thrones. If you think you're going to get closure, you haven't been paying attention. You're not getting Gendry closure. I think he's a goner.
Oh, man.
I just assume that he landed somewhere and is a blacksmith and is living out his days as a happy blacksmith.
Or maybe, I don't know if you guys like to hear stuff about casting or not. If you don't, maybe close your ears for this next sentence. But I've heard that Thoros or someone else in the Brotherhood is going to show up again this season, which raises a whole lot of questions about some other shit. But maybe Gendry will be with them.
Well, he was.
He was their smith, right?
Mm-hmm. And he was gonna serve them until he got snatched up.
Oh yeah, by the Red Woman.
Yep.
Okay, I just sent a link to our Power Hour sketch to you guys. So if you want to see us as Cersei and Littlefinger in a kind of Tim and Eric-esque public access show, check that out. It was a lot of fun to make. Let's see, anything else? A lot of talk about Gendry in the chat.
Everyone wants Gendry. I want Gendry back too. I just don't think it's gonna happen. 'Cause I love Gendry. We've been rewatching the show, and the scenes with Gendry are some of my favorite scenes.
Oh yeah, with him and Arya. Well, you wouldn't be my family.
You'd be my lady.
Yeah.
Oh,
such a sweet
so
moment.
Cute. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no Arya this episode. I didn't really mind.
Yeah.
It
needs to let's pick up the pace a little bit.
Maybe next episode she'll have a Dany moment like this episode.
I think it's time.
Yeah, it's definitely time.
Yeah. I really just hope maybe we get some more info on how the Faceless Men work. You know? Because we don't really, it's still kind of a weird, like, all we have so far is it's magic. Yeah, oh God. We don't really get, there's a lot of mystery. I don't know, maybe we'll keep it that way. I don't know. I just want that to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Power is power.
Oh, that's a good point. That after Gendry got kidnapped by Melisandre,
he became Edric Storm.
Yeah, which is like Gendry in the show is kind of like a hybrid of two characters in the books, and like half of the characters he's supposed to be, that guy just kind of disappears.
Yeah.
So that's a good point.
I'm fine if we never see Edric Storm again. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's about it, guys. Yeah, thank you so much for coming. We had another great turnout. Really happy that so many of you showed up to watch us talk about the show. We love Game of Thrones. We love it so much.
It's a problem.
Oh, you know what? Let's plug Radio Westeros. If you guys...
Oh, God, I love Radio Westeros.
This is one of the most unhealthy contributors to our obsession because they are amazingly in-depth. They only follow the book.
Yeah, it's a podcast about the books, but they are so good. Each episode is about either a different character. Oh my God. Each episode is about a different character or a place in the, or like maybe an important battle or important theory, and it's so good. They're each so specific.
They're very in-depth.
They're so good.
They bring up so much evidence. Yeah. Like, they really back everything they say with evidence from the book. Yeah. So if you're a book reader and you just want to hear things explained to you, because for me, I don't know about you guys, I guess I'm not a smart man, because I read those books, and the first time I finished them, I didn't catch on to RLJ, I
didn't either.
I had to read that. So if you're someone like me who maybe needs things pointed out and like a light shown on to all those disparate details and have them coalesced into one thing, Radio Westeros, highly recommended. Top quality stuff. Mm-hmm. And yeah, besides that, the A Song of Ice and Fire subreddit on Reddit is another great source for really in-depth discussion. And those are just things for you to check out while you wait for what's on the box. Yeah. Because I know that that's your favorite. I hope so.
Characters! God.
Good job, Chels. All right. I got to go pick up Graessle from the airport. So
shit. We should go get him. What time is it?
It's fine. We're good.
Okay.
So thank you guys so much for joining us. Check out what's on the box later this week, probably Friday. Graessle will be here for that. And we'll do this live stream again next episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much, you guys.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.